Okay. I am back. I am here. You guys saw Lewis on Monday. I know he only went for like 8 minutes or so. But I'm here now. So welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago. And get that camera it's kind of crooked. Actually, let me check. Okay, it's fine. Anyway, today we are here to, of course, talk about what went down last night on Friday Night SmackDown. And if you guys haven't already, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, comment down below, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a stream from us. Friday Night SmackDown was weak. This week was a bit weak. It fell off a little bit, in my opinion. But it got some set up for the pay-per-view that's coming up, Clash at Paris. We've got about, we got 2 weeks? 2 more weeks, I guess you could say. I mean, I'm doing the predictions the 28th of August, so you guys can get that there. It's already set up. But we could be getting a lot of title setups in the next week. So let's start the show, right? Well, we can say now that we welcome Sami Zayn to Friday Night SmackDown. So clearly, somebody is heading to Raw. After a few shots of the arena, superstars arriving, we went to the ring for Solo Sikoa and, of course, his family tree. They talked some trash about running the blue brand before Sami Zayn came out. Once Solo got his friends to leave the ring so Zayn felt comfortable, Zayn thanked him for ruining his chances of challenging for the world title because it has freed him up to focus on other goals, like a championship that he's never won. The U.S. title. Competed for, but never won. Zayn announced he is officially a SmackDown superstar. And that's good. That's great. That's refreshing. That's something, kind of shaking it up a bit. I'm glad to have Sami Zayn on Friday Night SmackDown. That's great. But it does not save this segment. Solo Sikoa and his crew attacked him until Jimmy came out, and then eventually it took Jacob to come out to even the odds. The portion of Solo's promo before Zayn showed up sounded like it was written by ChatGPT. It was about as generic as it could get. Even his usual funny delivery couldn't make it interesting. Once Zayn got there, things picked up, and they had a good exchange. Sikoa was his usual cocky self, and Zayn was the resilient underdog he has always been. And we could be seeing Sami Zayn and Solo at Clash in Paris. So it's nothing it's nothing new. But this was a roundabout show because what we open with, we're going to come back to in the main event. Because Nick Aldis came out and booked a 6-man tag team match instead of saying, I got 2 announcements to make. One, I can already tell you guys we're going to have a 6-man tag team match. Whatever 3 members of your team take on Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn, and Jacob Fatu. And my second news is that Solo Sikoa will be defending his United States Championship against Sami Zayn at Clash in Paris. This makes it even more of an interesting thing. But he never did that. He only announced the 6-man tag team match. And this was very predictable, so nothing unique. Triple H, I think, I love you, man. But I gotta say this. I really think you need to start putting more effort into fucking SmackDown. I think you're writing. I think that we need to clearly bring it over to Netflix. I honestly think SmackDown needs to go straight to Netflix. It needs to happen. At some point, somewhere, it needs to happen. We're already at fucking August, and you don't even have all of the Raw episodes or SmackDown on Netflix. So, I think that SmackDown in the US should go to Netflix. Even though it's already got a deal with the USA up until 2029. That's, damn. Sikoa's the only man in the WWE who cares about the brand split. I do. I care. It doesn't work. Because this is what we get. We get superstars hopping on to every other fucking show. So, SmackDown writing has gotten lazy. Lazy writing. Fucking hire me. I can make this shit work. Hire me. I mean, again, I'm a good writer. I will tell you guys what. I got a special episode that I want to do. A special episode on the Wrestling Pod I want to do. I could set it up for Saturday or Sunday. Tell you what. I'll set up an episode of Sunday. Okay? When I'm redoing next week's show, I'll set up something for Sunday, the 24th. And I will give you my booking ideas or my pitch. I'll pitch ideas, all right? I'll call it pitching ideas, okay? It'll be pitching ideas for the WWE to use. And I will run down a list. Me and my cousin will literally come up with this shit. We'll write down lists of what, and stories. Even fucking AEW we'll even talk about. Maybe. But I'll run down a list and I'll pitch ideas for WWE to use. And you guys can check it. We'll be live here on the 24th. So next week's, I guess you could say next Sundays. Next Sunday, come back. Not this coming Sunday. Next Sunday. Not tomorrow. Next Sunday. You guys can come back. Check out our live stream. We're going to get it set up. So, pitching ideas. So, I'm going to just pitch ideas to WWE. Okay? They can use them. Maybe they don't have to. But I'll pitch good ideas. And I'll even write these down. So we can give you a breakdown of what it would be like. Okay? And you know what? I'll make it fair. We'll do 5 pitch ideas. I'll try to have my cousin here. I'll have 5 ideas of pitching. We'll pitch 5 ideas. 5 ideas from Raw, 5 ideas from SmackDown. It'll be cool. So look out for that on next Sunday. But yeah, fucking a C. I agree with the grading. We then got on to Alexa Bliss and Piper Nivens. Flair accompanied Bliss to the ring for her match against Piper Nivens, who had, of course, Alba Fire and Chelsea Green in her corner. The size difference between these two immediately came into play. Nivens took control with ease and looked like she might go after Bliss's Lily doll, but Bliss jumped on top of her with a sleeper hold. This was a slow and methodical match until Bliss began to make a comeback. Once we returned from a break, we know Nivens can work quicker than this, but it never felt like they left second gear. Now, Flair and Bliss fought off Fire and Green before Bliss rolled up Nivens for the 1, 2, 3. Now, Fire came in with a super kick to Alexa Bliss as she was celebrating. The Queen kicked off her shoes and came into the ring and laid a fucking smackdown on these women until the numbers game caught up. Flair got launched over the barricade, leaving, of course, Bliss to be outnumbered. If WWE wanted to make Fire and Nivens look like a real threat to the tag team titles, Niven would have been booked to win here. Bliss would have not suffered from another Bliss would not have suffered from taking one loss, but Nivens would have benefited quite a bit, which is true. Lily Dog got a big pop. The Green and Fire making the announcers salute them was hilarious. Whatever. It graded a C, and yeah, if this is what we're going to get set up for Clash of Paris, sure. I mean, Nivens and Fire are both from overseas, but one's Scottish, the other one's Irish? That makes sense. So yeah, you really want, when you have an international show, you kind of want international superstars to be there. So Drew McIntyre facing Cody, Scottish. Nivens and Fire, Scottish and Irish. Becky will be there for Irish, and fucking Nikki for USA. But again, this is great. I want to see more women's matches. We got and then you got Tiffany on whoever the fuck she's gonna face, if we're ever gonna have that, or if we're even gonna have fucking Naomi. Hopefully the rumor isn't that she's pregnant, because this would really fuck up, EOS. This would really be a big fuck up for WWE. All that potential that Naomi has, just for her to get pregnant, just for her to drop the title, just for fucking Valkyria to be fucked. That would suck. That would fucking suck. But yeah, this was definitely a C. We moved on to, of course, Mello Don't Miz versus Fraxium. Now, not gonna lie, I like this tag team. But Carmelo Hayes really wants to break from that Miz mold that fucking, Tommaso Ciampa was in back in 2022. So the Miz and Carmelo Hayes reunited backstage last week, and this week they took on Axiom and Frazier. Fraxium. To get into the tag team division. Why? I have fucking no idea. The A-lister insisted on starting their team against starting for his team against Axiom, but he noticed Joe Gacy standing in the crowd and hesitated. After the initial lockup, Loomis showed up. So staring down the tag team competition, I love you, SmackDown. I love this tag team division booking. What the fuck, Monday Night Raw? Let's go with your tag team division. I'm sorry I have to scream, but what the fuck? Where's your tag team division? Adam Pearce. More like Adam Pearce nipple. What the fuck, man? Where's your tag team? Book your tag team. For fuck's sake. Put more tag teams on your fucking show. God, 2 hours and 30 minutes. These guys booked like fucking 2 tag team matches in fucking 2 hours. And they're doing something. Like, Loomis and Gacy are actually fucking champions. This is where fucking Finn Balor and JD McDonough are title holders. Fuck. The crowd was chanting for Mello when Miz tagged him in. And this is because we were in Boston, Massachusetts, baby. Home state right here. Massachusetts. Love you, Mass. John Cena wasn't here either. So, but that's not the bad news. The good news is that Cena might have his last match in Boston, Massachusetts. So, you got a plus side to that. And we're going to the Springfield event for Monday Night Raw. Check us out there. We'll be there. But back to this shit. We returned to see Mello in control, but didn't last long. The Miz and Frazier both tagged in, and the High Flyer started using his incredible speed to dish out some offense. Mello and Miz are both good at what they do, but Fraxium has one of the most reliable acts since arriving to the main roster, especially all their shit on NXT. Every single match they are in ends up being one of the best things we see all week. So Mello had the match won, but the A-lister tagged himself in, hit his finisher, and got the win. Hayes looked disappointed, and The Miz was elevated. Now, again, if we want to elevate Carmelo to be the babyface, I'm all for that. Miz has been a heel, and Miz can continuously play a heel. Miz is so much better as a heel than he is a babyface. I want to get behind Miz as a babyface, but I've seen a routine. Miz plays heel for like, I don't know, good 7 years. Then he comes and plays a babyface for like, I don't know, 5 months. Then he goes right back to being a heel again. Has anybody noticed that? Am I just the only one? Maybe I'm the only one. But I really think that Miz plays a better heel than he does a babyface. And it's because he's done it so well. He made the Intercontinental title, keyword, prestigious. Now, a lot of people might hate that word. I hate the word stupendous. And you can ask my cousin that. He will say, oh, it's stupendous. This was a B+, and yeah, I agree, because any match Fraxium's in, they put on a great showing, so can't look bad. Mello Don't Miz is somehow equally terrible and perfect as a tag team name. True. Mello hit Axiom with a nice powerbomb. Facts, I've seen the clips, so. But then we got another tag team match here. But before that, McIntyre came out to the ring to cut a promo. See, he came to the ring after the break to talk about why he attacked Cody last week. The announcer said that they didn't have an update on Rhodes' condition. There wasn't much to this promo, and it ended without interruption. McIntyre basically talked in this promo about how, I didn't feel like doing this, but he provoked me to do it. See, he didn't attack me. I didn't attack him. He attacked me, trying to gaslight all of us, because McIntyre is the gaslighter of all gaslighters. Fucking, dude, we should have a fucking Inferno match. If he's going to be a gaslighter like that, yo, fucking light this shit ablaze, man. Fuck. The next match saw Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, former tag team champions, by the way, take on their recent rivals, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, with B-Fab and Candice LeRae accompanying them respectively to the ring. DIY, Mr. Do-It-Yourself, or selves, took control of Ford with some double team attacks. Went to a break, came back, the Profits began to build up some momentum. Ford was single-handedly taking, I don't know if you guys saw the thumbs up, but Ford was single-handedly taking on both men with Dawkins recovering from an earlier attack. So LeRae sent B-Fab into some steel steps, created a distraction that allowed DIY to make a comeback. She hit her Hurricanrana to Ford that sent him off the apron, flying into Dawkins. Now, despite LeRae's interference, Ford and Dawkins managed to come back, get the win, and this was another great match in their feud, with another example of why WWE has the best tag team division in WWE, because Raw's not even fucking trying. Right here, The another example of why SmackDown is the best tag team is because Raw's not even trying. So don't even give me that. B+, I agree. Kiana James was shown trying to get Tiffany Stratton to hire her for Julia's backup. That didn't work. But we also had a backstage segment with Tiffany, Nia Jax, and Jade Cargill. They should have just taken the belt off of Tiffany. I'm sorry. They should have gave it to Jade Cargill. It's fucking... It makes me mad sometimes thinking about what they did at SummerSlam. And I don't know what it is with the women's division. Last year I was mad because Bayley lost to Nia Jax. Now I'm mad this year because fucking they didn't want to pull the trigger and give it to fucking Jade Cargill so she could have somebody like Nia Jax or even Julia for that matter. Whatever. Fucking what the fuck ever. But now we got to our main event. This week's main event is brought to you by King of the Hill. One of the best revivals. One of the best revivals coming back off of Hulu. I've checked out most of the episodes, and I gotta say, well done, Hulu. Bring back a cult classic from the fucking 90s. I honestly loved King of the Hill revival, and I just gotta say, it is a go out of your way and see. Fucking 10 out of 10. I love how the characters are made. Fucking Hank Hill coming back from Saudi Arabia. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out on Hulu. I love how Peggy is coming off as this, older kind of mother. Bobby is refreshing, especially with his friends and shit coming back too. It's so nice, and it's heartwarming to see a cult classic from what I grown up watching on Adult Swim to now singing, of course, on Hulu. I cannot believe, the revival of it. Go check it out. It's called King of the Hill on Hulu. Season 14, I believe it is. It's got 10 episodes, and they're thinking about making a season. I think they're thinking about making another season. But all episodes are out. You can go check it out. Yeah. So, 6-man tag team match was booked in the opening segment. Before they went to the ring, Fatu made it clear he's the only one helping out Jimmy and didn't really care about Sami Zayn. But we'll see how that works out in the end. Tala Tonga was the odd man out because this motherfucker's tall. So it was Solo, Tongaloa, and JC Mateo, or Jeff Cobb. Jimmy and Jeff Cobb started the match with a quick exchange that led to Zayn tagging in for a double team spot. Cobb had no problem picking him up and planting him in the corner so his team could work him over. Zayn spent a lot of time in the ring being isolated from his team. Once he finally made the hot tag to the Samoan Werewolf, things went bullshit. He went fucking after everybody and he didn't care who the fuck was getting it. You getting it? You getting it? You getting it? It's like Oprah up in this bitch. Sikoa was able to take him down, hit a splash, but it wasn't enough to keep him down. Zayn was tagged in and was able to secure the win with an exploder suplex and a haluva kick over Solo. So now, we're going to grab Sami Zayn, put him on SmackDown, have him defeat Solo, especially after having him on last week's show, defeating Solo. So now Sami Zayn has two wins over Solo with an excuse to face for the title. So he's going to probably get a title match at Clash of Paris, and Sami Zayn's going to lose. Because remember, this is how we build momentum. Sami Zayn, the babyfaces have to, if we're going to have this type of shit, babyfaces have to gain momentum. Because in the end, the heels are going to have to stand tall, especially when they're champions. I want to clarify this idea of momentum for everybody so they understand. The idea of momentum is so that the superstars have something to gain, opposed to losing. See, when you have momentum, it is great. Now, when you have built up so much momentum, one setback is not going to hurt you. For instance, LA Knight had crowd appeal. Jey Uso had crowd appeal. Them taking a loss and losing their titles respectively did not hurt them because they were able to bounce back. And that's the one thing about momentum that works. If you are able to bounce back off of that momentum, do so. Because if not, you will end up like R-Truth and WWE will probably drop the ball with you. But the way to gain momentum and the way to lose it is pretty explanatory. The way to gain momentum is you win a match. You cut a good promo. You have a good segment, or you have a good interview. How do you lose momentum? You do the fucking complete opposite of that. You lose a match, you have a bad segment, a bad interview, or you cut a bad promo. It's that simple. When Solo, and for somebody who is champion, they're going to take more losses because they need more contenders. And Sami Zayn's going to do it here. He's going to pin Solo twice, so Zayn has an excuse to get a championship match, which leads to Solo eventually winning. Now, Solo has champion's advantage, which is another good point, and I make up for that. Is that in this, Solo has a championship advantage. He cannot lose the title because of a countout or disqualification. Sami Zayn can't win the title through a countout or a disqualification. So the champion's advantage favors the champion. But Zayn has now momentum to fucking face Solo for the title and possibly lose. And yes, WWE really has dropped the ball with R-Truth. He was such a hot act. Now he feels he is barely any different than he was before because Cena turned babyface. And we'll have a match with Aleister Black next week, which will probably bring back Damian Priest. Graded a B, and they celebrated at the end. So yeah, what did we really accomplish here, other than fucking, I don't know, setting up Zayn for a title match against Solo? So the final word here, honestly, this week's show had the standard 4 matches we've gotten used to on SmackDown. 2 were worth the price of admission. Mello and Miz facing Fraxium was fun. Was a fun sprint that showcased the high flyers, even in a losing effort. And then, of course, basically the tag team matches. Honestly, the tag team matches were probably the best thing on the show. This felt like the first episode in quite some time that really didn't rely on Cody Rhodes or John Cena, and it may have benefited from it. Their presence was felt in videos and promos, but it was minimal. They also highlighted John Cena and Logan Paul's match for Clash in Paris, so there's that. As a whole, slightly above average, I guess. The 2 tag team matches did most of the heavy lifting. And there is nothing really that came about it. I mean, the tag team matches were back-to-back, and they didn't even, I look at this guy on social media who posts the results of this, and they didn't even mention Charlotte Flair and Bliss. They didn't even mention all of this. They didn't mention this match at all. So, again, kind of a tease, but next week should be a confirmation for what we're going to get. McIntyre and Cody, Bliss and Flair versus Nivens and Fire, and then, of course, Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa for SmackDown. So 3 matches already, prepping up for, teasing for. We are getting hints of a tag team tournament or some shit for who's going to face Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy for the titles. So that's good. But, yeah, this show was pretty bad. This show was, honestly, you could skip this one. Another skip. I don't want to say that it's terrible, but, again, one other thing I want to mention. If you guys didn't see the title that I wrote for the Monday Night Raw episode, We Want Cross. There were We Want Cross chants in the beginning of this, and guys, I'm not convinced that Karrion Kross is, part of a contract. I know the Ariel Helwani, interview. I'm not convinced, though. You're not convincing me that he's gone from WWE. No, he's still there. I don't know. Maybe he's not under contract. Maybe they're waiting for the right time to bring him back and showcase him even better and write out some new stories. But what almost convinced me was Scarlett's post from Twitter. Now, if what Karrion Kross is saying is true, the best option for Karrion Kross would be to go to TNA. Why? Because he can go back as Killer Kross. He can bring Scarlett with him. And he can still partner up with WWE in other, events. Which is nice. You can push him as a big star in that. You can make him you can have him be written with a lot of fucking, of his shit. And he's creatively inclined. So he's inclined to his creativity, which is perfect because Karrion Kross is almost, if not similar to Bray Wyatt, in my opinion. And those are 2 names that I fucking love when it comes to creativity and writing and fucking coming up with shit. Karrion Kross and Bray Wyatt they are 2 of the greatest minds when it comes to character development. Now, I don't want to go on a rant or a tangent. Again, I'm not convinced Karrion Kross is gone from the company. But what I will say is that if Karrion Kross and Scarlett go to TNA. Killer Kross, Kevin, Elizabeth, whatever you guys want to be called now, moving forward. I love you guys. I hope you guys have success wherever you go. I have seen you in NXT. I've seen you in the main roster, even during the Vince era, which I think was shit, and you know it. But again, best of luck, and you have my full support going forward. Best option would be to get re-signed or go to TNA and make something bigger. Go back to being the Killer Cross. Go back to the Killer Instincts, because that's what's successful for you. You guys will see me next week on for the Raw, of course. You'll see me back here on Tuesday. I had Lewis fill in, but I will be back next Tuesday for the Raw review. Next week for the SmackDown summary, and of course catch out that WWE pitching WWE or pitching ideas for the WWE to use on next Sunday. If you guys like SmackDown, go check out the clips on YouTube. And yeah, I think that's it. Predictions will be in 2 weeks, the 28th of August. The review will be on the 1st, Labor Day. So yeah, have a great weekend, and I will see you guys next week. Peace!